What up, y'all? Today was an interesting day. I mean, I got to work real late last night. Went to the movies.
What did you do? Locked yourself.
So I slept in today. And now, I gotta run some errands to make sure I look fine for this wedding on Sunday. So we got Vegan Delta Mall. Running. There's a lot going on. I'm good. How y'all day going? Y'all needed to know one thing. Self-love, self-respect, and knowing your worth is always gonna outlast and get you past anything that you ever go through. I'm a lover, y'all. But I also believe in hearing people's words and seeing their actions. Like, some people say, oh, they don't listen to what you say, you just watch what you do. Nah, you gotta pay attention to both, you feel me? Because some people don't know how to articulate themselves. And then with reading this book, not that book. That book is going to come out though, for sure. With reading this book, well, y'all can't see that. It didn't start with you. With reading this book, it's saying that certain words, there's trauma surrounding certain words. And then if you listen beyond the complaints, you'll really be able to understand what somebody's really saying to you. So that's why I'm saying you gotta pay attention to both. Pay attention to the words and the actions, because it'll give you a bigger picture than one would do by itself. And that's what I'm trying to get better at, you know, hearing past the commotion. I want to understand what somebody's really telling me outside of what they're telling me. And this is not with the energy of skepticism. This is with the energy of curiosity. Those are two different energies. Skepticism is more so like panicky, anxious, paranoia, looking over your shoulder. Curiosity is like, oh wow, like, I want to know more. Tell me more. I know I missed it there, but I can't wait for another opportunity to get it there. Those are two different, you see? One is more like frantic. The other is calmer, smoother. And you really have a desire to know more, to want to know more with that kind of curious energy, you know? So, I want to read some stuff. A couple of words. I'm not annotating with this book because it's more so one of them storytelling books. It's not, well, from what I've read so far, it's not one of them things where you gotta annotate. It's just something that when you read it, the shit is gonna pierce your soul. You're gonna get the message, and then when it's time to pull it out the toolbox, it's already gonna be there. You feel me? Some books you have to annotate. Some books you could just read and you can get the gist of what's going on. And let me see if I could find, because this is from the library, so I can't really write in it. But what I've been reading so far is this guy, and he's trying to reach a certain level of self. Like, so what I've come to learn about self is we experience an emotional guidance scale every day of our life. Every single day, we're somewhere on the emotional scale. The lowest is like fear, disappointment, envy, hatred, all of that. The highest is just like, I can't get the word, but I think it's joy. I think joy is amongst one of the highest emotions that are on the emotional guidance scale. And so every single day we're experiencing emotions from joy all the way down to, despair and all of that. And so what's happening with the guy, I think he's the author, he's narrating his own story, is he felt like he did all the work that was possible. He's seeking out these teachers to get him to his even highest self, but they're saying, you gotta go home. Like literally, go home. They tell him, go home. We can't service you no more at this particular moment until you go home. Because there's something undone that you have to do in order for you to reach an even higher level. So keep in mind, he's been having this eye issue that's kind of interfering with his life. You need your eyes for real. Shout out to all the blind people that's still making it happen, but you need your sight for real, right? And so he's going to the doctor. The doctor's telling him, your eye is gonna get worse. You're gonna be blind soon. He goes to the holician. It's like, you need to go home to figure that shit out. So he literally goes home. He's had an estranged relationship with both of his parents. The typical story. I think he's a white guy though. Typical story. Mom Dukes has something going on, so she wasn't really there during the childhood. So that's how you experience the first level of abandonment. And so he wasn't really jacking her on that, because it's like, Mom, like, you was my people. It's like, you out of all people, you was never supposed to treat me like that. That's how we all feel. So to the parents out there, stop fucking not handling your business when it comes to your kids. You laid down and you had them kids. Have them kids. You had them, so have them. If you know what I mean. You feel me? And so he goes back home and tells his mother, and really just transparency is what I'm getting to. Transparency is one of the steps to reaching your highest self. You got to be transparent with the people who hurt you, right? The situations that led you to be hurt, and then your own actions that got you there, right? Or inactions, so to speak. And so he went home, he spoke to Ma Dukes, was like, oh, Mom, like, this, that, and the third. Did the same thing with his father, one of the typical father story. Always at work, I think the pops was an alcoholic, and he spent some time with his dad. Was like, yeah, like, you hurt me, like, I ain't think this, I didn't think you loved me, I didn't think, but he went home and was like, Dad, I love you. Like, he went home on some shit like, I want to do better, and I want to do whatever it takes to get better with you guys within the dynamics. And so he describes how it is. He says it's kind of hard because it's like, why as a child do I have to do this work? Why do I have to do the work as the child? Y'all brought me here. But he came to an understanding like, nah, the parents did the best that they can do. And so with all of my people out there who experienced these parents that either neglected them, didn't show no affection, shit like that, you must go into, especially if you want to heal. If you want to heal that particular space in your life, you must go into it with the mindset of, nah, like, my parents did the best that they could do. They did the best with what they had. And so, no, it's not my fault that I had to experience this, but it's my responsibility to not repeat this cycle. And so he goes home and he goes into it like, Dad, I love you. Like, I think he said that was the first time he told his father he loved him, because he never heard it from his dad. And he could tell it made the father uncomfortable. Father didn't say it back, nothing. And he was like, I just kept doing it. Spent some time, went back home, spent some time with my parents. And I kept doing it. I kept, reaching out, letting them know how I feel, Even though it's hard for them to let me know how they feel. I'm going to, because I'm in a different space emotionally, to let you know, to be emotionally available, vulnerable. I'm in a space to do that. And so sometimes with the relationships that deserve it, you can't be matching shit. Some people just don't know how to do what you need them to do, and so sometimes you gotta show them. And so he's like, showing his affection, hugging, kissing his mom, telling his dad he loves him. And so finally they went out to lunch or something, and the dad was just like, I never even thought you loved me. And he was like, that changed the trajectory of the relationship. He was like, he was able to spend another 16 years with his father on good terms. And I think at this time he was like 40, in his 40s, maybe 30s. I don't know, y'all. I've been reading this book in spurts, so you can read it if you want to. I think this is the only one available in New York City right now. I'll be done before the month is out. I'm gonna try to read while I'm in the car right now, waiting or whatever. And so he was like, he got to enjoy his father for the last 16 years before the last 4 years of his father's life because of the dementia. And so I say all that to say, whether it be parents, sibling, whatever, we have time to reconcile these relationships as long as we want to, right? You gotta think everybody's moving from survival mode, especially if you're in the Black community. Most of us are moving. I feel like I'm moving out of that, because that is no longer my desire, my intention to move from survival mode. You always feel like there's not enough. You always feel like you're running out of time, and that's not something that I want to. I move with intention. So when I move with intention, I know I have more time. But I'm also not selfish to think, because I have more time, I'm not going to do what I need to do now. No. When you're intentional, you got more time, but you're going to use the time that you have wisely, efficiently, and effectively. And so while your people are here, and this is specifically for family, because family is the first impression. Family is where we then learn how to co-create with other people. And so while your family is here, you need to mend those relationships. Maybe they won't go back to, the angelic and harmonious relationship God wishes we have with everybody that we experience. But you need to have some sort of conversation. And I don't want to say closure, because with family, is there really even closure? Is there? Even when they pass, you still be thinking like, damn, I should have did this, damn, I should have did this. So there's no real closure. There's just an understanding. You want to reach understanding, and that's even understanding is on the emotional scale, right? You want to reach understanding with your peoples. Reach understanding with the people that wronged you or that you wronged. Get to a space to where at least there was a conversation that was had, and you're not leaving one another with this, I don't give a fuck, fuck it. Like, that's what we so quick to be like, fuck it. I don't, like, nah, you really do. Like, because innately, that's how God made us. He made us to care. He made us to consider what we think and what other people think. So stop fighting your innate being by saying fuck this and fuck that. You're just building up this chrome heart for no reason. For no reason. And the only reason why I say no reason is because hate is not a good reason to move with hate. You don't fight hate with hate. You fight hate with love. You fight despair with curiosity. You fight envy with understanding. Envy usually stems from a lack of self-awareness. Because what I can do, you can do too. We on a spectrum, y'all. And the thing about the spectrum, you choose where you want to be. You can be here, or you can be here, or you can be here. Steadily progressing. Why would I choose to be here? Like, when I could choose, yeah. Like, and that's a reminder. Like, some of y'all like to choose to be here. Some of y'all like to choose the victim. Some of y'all like to choose disappointment. Stop choosing that shit. That shit is low vibrational. Literally. You can't manifest nothing good from there. All you do is think about worry, pain, suffering when you over here. Get over here. Get over here. Look up emotional guidance scale, and then you'll be able to figure out how to get from one spectrum to the other. And it's not like you skyrocket from here to here. Like, it's safer to do it in pieces, bits and pieces. So maybe you get from despair to disappointment, and then disappointment to anxiety. And I'm not sure if these are the exact terms. It's in my other book. It's called Super Attractor. She lists all of the emotions. It's like 20-30 emotions, from the later to the more pleasant emotions. I probably should study them so I know off rip, right? But yeah, do your part, because that's all you can control. You can't control how people are gonna react. You can't control what they're gonna say, what they're gonna do. But you can sort of, turn the dial a little bit. You can turn down the anxiety a bit. You can turn down the disrespect a bit by showing up as love, by showing up as high value. Be the example. And let me find this thing before I go. Hopefully I can find it. You know how you read some shit, you just be like, damn, that was good. My bad, y'all. If I find it, I'll put it in the comments. I love y'all. Well, this ain't it, but my eyes locked on this right here, so I'ma just get this little tidbit to y'all. Regardless of the story we have about them, your family, not friend, foe, fuck them, your family. Regardless of the story we have about them, our parents cannot be expunged or ejected from us. They are in us, and we are part of them, even if we've never met them. Rejecting them only distances us further from ourselves and creates more suffering. Stop the suffering. No, your parents might not have been the best that they could have been, that you thought they should have been. Don't reject them. Don't spite them. None of that. Reach out. Get into a space to where y'all can at least relieve yourselves of that constant, like, damn, like, do my mother really love me? Do my daughter really love me? Like, relieve yourself of that. I'm not saying, jump right into it. Oh, we buddy. Because some of the relationships are so strained where y'all don't even see that as a possibility. But that's what I'm saying. Take it piece by piece. Relieve yourself. At least attempt to relieve yourself of attempt to relieve yourself of that pain because of the unknown. The pain that stems from the unknown. I'm sure whatever question you got, you can literally go ask your parents, especially if they're still alive. And you go ask them with openness. Don't ask them with this aura of you better answer it the way I need you to answer it. No, give them the opportunity to answer it how they're gonna answer it. Let people be people. That'll give you some relief. I don't even like the word closure. I think I said that already. Fuck closure. Relief. Shoot for relief. Because whether they answer the question or not, you'll get the relief from asking the question. Some of us never ask the question. You'll get the relief even in the midst of you asking the question. So do yourself a favor before the year is over. If you have a strained relationship with your family, your mother, your father, your siblings. I'm not really talking about friends right now. We're not talking about them. Not talking about them. Because usually with that shit be petty. It's more so with the family dynamics, because if you want your own family, the shit is gonna repeat the cycle if you don't heal from it. And that's guaranteed. That's guaranteed. So I challenge you this year to provide yourself with some relief in regards to the dynamics of your immediate family. I love you. I like you. I fulfill life of ways. Do the work, y'all. The mood you choose. A mindset you acquire. The motto you live by. Do the damn thing. Made to motivate. And I forgot to mention, to tie that all in, right? So after he goes home and he has this conversation and he does this with his family and he changes the dynamics, his eyesight gets better. Even the doctor was like, it's no way that your eyes should be like this, because you were definitely declared to be blind. And so I say all that to say, doing the work like that, not only is it a energetic healing, a mental healing, an emotional healing, it's a spiritual healing. It's way more powerful than y'all think. This shit is way more powerful than y'all think. So that's really the end point. It all ties in. All right? Heal yourself. Heal yourself for real, because you got the power to. Do what you need to do, all right? Move this.